I'm refusing to convince my stepdaughter to meet up with her bio mother. To put things in perspective, I'm the 30-year-old stepmother looking after my partner's daughter. She turned 13 today, and I've known her since she was 5. She addresses me as mommy and calls me her mom in front of her pals. And there's the mother of the birth. She hardly ever speaks to the child because she lives abroad. They even went 2 years without speaking since she stopped making calls at one point. The last time she visited her daughter was in 2019. Although she was in town for 2 weeks, she only spent one of those days with the child. The other one was spent sightseeing with her friends. Put simply, she doesn't show up. My SD confided in me, stating that she feels like a stranger to her BM and doesn't want to talk to her. 3 months ago, I assisted my SD in telling her BM how she felt and that telling her BM about it would strengthen their connection. The BM responded for a week or two before going inactive once more for 3 months. The BM asked to meet up with my SD in the following conversation since she was returning to the nation for a visit. We now asked my SD about her thoughts, and she stated that she didn't want to meet her BM. She was crying uncontrollably because she didn't want to go but yet felt guilty about it. She's been the one making adjustments for the BM for so long that I feel like I could still get her into going if I wanted to, and she'll listen to me. After all these years, she is powerless to stop the BM from communicating, and even when she tries, South Dakota is always expected to respond. Since it should be the BM's duty and responsibility to have open lines of communication with her daughter, I believe that her actions are unfair. How should I proceed? Edit. Where is her father in all of this? One may wonder. His perspective differs slightly. He believes SD should give it a shot at least once, in order to receive closure and answers to her questions about why her BM is the way that she is. However, he also believes that he won't press the matter and inform the BM of SD's true desires if SD doesn't truly want to do it. Update. My SD has therefore decided that she will not go. We requested that she at least notify the BM of her inability to attend and the reason for her absence. What she stated was as follows. Hi there. Just wanted to let you know that I don't want to go, thus I won't be able to meet you. I know Mommy and Papa have previously advised me to go talk to you, but I still don't think I'm ready to see you. She was anxious to send that and wanted to apologize for not being able to make it, but I reassured her that it was acceptable to say no. A few hours later, the BM answers. I know. Sometimes it seems like we haven't seen each other in a while and then I just appear out of nowhere. I anticipate some awkwardness and conflicting feelings. However, I want you to know that you will always be my baby girl, no matter what. Since I was working when you were a baby, you don't remember me very much. Back then, we had no other option because we were broke, and I couldn't work in your nation due to my visa. Not only did I not want to be apart from you, this is not how I expected us to be. I apologize. This is not what I wanted for you. I'll be in your city on Saturday and Sunday. If you'd want to meet even for a short while, please message me. I'll head over to you. I just want to meet you and give you a hug, so just 10 to 30 minutes would be okay. Is it a respectable response? But as for me, all I see is a small amount of gaslighting on her part to work for my SD and a lack of accountability for her improper communication with her kid. She claims that my SD doesn't remember her. So obviously, in this era of advanced technology, where video conferencing is now feasible, she has succeeded in disappearing from her child's life. Furthermore, she stated that 10 to 30 minutes would be sufficient. It seems to me that she was only considering how she would feel during that little contact and not how hurt my daughter would be. But I don't see her remark as a humble response, as my husband does. Edit. To be clear, my spouse is not offering any justifications for the BM. He just thought this was a good enough reaction because he had such low hopes for her. Update 2. Before I could post this one, I had to get my bearings. My spouse and I decided following the most recent update to respect my SD's wishes. I also requested that he communicate my SD's objections to meeting her BM. What we sent her was this. Hello? I just chatted with SD regarding your visitation here. It appears that she is finding it difficult to communicate with you. All I want to do is repeat what she said to us. SD feels hurt. She doesn't sense the maternal love from you, which makes her feel both angry and depressed. She believes that you don't talk to her very often because you don't want to deal with her. She wants to talk to you every day, if not more. For her, that's already sufficient. She's also fed up with attempting to mend the rift between you two because all you'll do is reply for a short period before becoming silent again. You don't make an attempt to be connected with her too, thus she believes the relationship is beyond salvage. She's upset with you for all of your unfulfilled promises that you've made. She's upset because you neglected to SMS her on all those important occasions. She's sick of wondering why she feels this way and is tired of feeling bad about it. She's had enough of being ignored. She should to see you so that those questions can be answered. But I can't make her do anything if she doesn't truly want to. When you two meet again or try to communicate with her again, perhaps try to address things above. I'm hoping you two can resolve this. 3 days before she arrives, we sent that to her. She saw the conversation but did not respond to my husband. She also stopped talking to SD after that. When Sunday finally arrived, she stated that she only needed to drop off a gift for SD. However, South Dakota stated that she doesn't want to pick it up herself, so I urged her father to take care of it outdoors. After a short while, he returned and invited SD to walk outside with him. When I looked at the CCTV, South Dakota was crying and was already being hugged by BM. I was enraged. Even though SD and I had already agreed to fulfill his wishes, he nevertheless made her comply. To exacerbate the situation, BM's companion took pictures with the flash on while SD and BM were cuddling, when my daughter was at her most vulnerable. The pictures appeared to be intended to document the alleged private time for both of them. It seems to me that they were only there for the photo opportunity and were indifferent to how my SD would feel. A few minutes later, BM waved away, saying farewell as though she were bidding a friend farewell. I went outside to check on my SD after this, and she stated she was okay. She expressed her want to spend more time with her BM, saying she didn't realize how much she missed her. Seeing that this experience had at least brought her some happiness eased me. After a few minutes, the BM returned, and they strolled about the neighborhood while speaking. This is where the juicy part comes in. Note, I am not making this up. All of this was told to me by my daughter. Once more, she's really honest with me, and we communicate like best friends most of the time. According to SD, BM clarified that she was busy at work, which is why she wasn't communicating as much. Nevertheless, South Dakota stated I simply didn't ask her why she can't give me at least 5 minutes to talk. I still don't get that part. Additionally, South Dakota claimed that her dad was the target of a lot of criticism and blame during their conversation. BM claimed that her father never helped her and would always leave her alone. This didn't sound like the parent I grew up with, South Dakota thought to herself. Papa is kind, considerate, and loving. He never showed me neglect as a child. BM said that I was the reason behind their separation. She is essentially digging her own grave at this point. BM said that I was the third party in their connection and that she was forced to move on from the relationship because she was heartbroken to move on. I'm quite honest with SD. BM is unaware of this. I informed her about my past relationship and what transpired in it months ago. She is aware that I didn't damage anything then. 3 years had passed before I arrived, and hubby and BM had already broken up. That door was opened by BM, so I'm more than welcome to defend myself. I told SD that it didn't make logical because after 3 months, BM also entered into a relationship, and my husband and I had started dating in July. Why does it happen so quickly if she was truly heartbroken? In addition, BM says I'm not treating her nicely. There wasn't much conversation between us, and when I attempted to contact her for speaking with SD, she blocked me. SD expressed her disappointment that her BM had lied directly to her. She is old enough to distinguish between the truth and the lie. I advised SD to simply savor the occasion, make the most of BM's remaining time in the nation, and extract whatever useful information from their chats. I also advised her not to emulate the negative role models she is exposed to and to speak up and confront her BM if she continues to speak negatively about her father and she feels uncomfortable doing so. My spouse and I had a conversation about this, and if she continues to unnecessarily criticize our daughter, we may restrict their interactions because the way she is speaking to SD goes against everything we are trying to educate our daughter. While our daughter was thrilled that she got to meet her BM, our husband apologized for going against our agreement and indicated that she could have regretted it if she hadn't.